to Components Concordance Conga Mania. Please love.
We're coming to you live from the townhouse of Mark Gustavi here on West 22nd Street in Manhattan. And we're so glad to be back. A lot of our concerts from the spring of last season had to be postponed, reworked. And you stay in the loop with all the artists and composers, and everyone was on board for Conga Mania. So we're very, very fortunate to have here Samuel Torres making his way. Samuel, as well as Max Pollock and Caesar and Gabriel, going to be playing these magnificent conga drums on a mixed program of chamber pieces. We hope you enjoy. And Gene, you wanted to tell them about the next concert.
Well,
right?
so basically, we decided with Composing Concordance, we like to do these concerts that have thematic themes. And the theme of conga we thought was interesting because conga music, there's not so much maybe chamber music. Well, Samuel has written for orchestras and chamber ensembles.
A concerto for 8
concerto,
congas.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
8, right?
But not so many composers have written for it, so we got together a whole bunch of composers, like 10 I think, and to write new music for the congas, and we got 4 today. Well, there's 3 main congas and another guy will come up later, conga players. And I hope you guys enjoy this chamber music. If you are, I know it's COVID time, but somehow in November we with Composing Concordance had 4 concerts in 4
Within the month of November, 4 programs planned.
in different spaces, not all here. So today was here, and on the 14th of November, we have a concert at Michiko Studios called We, the Whole People, based on Susan B. Anthony's speech after she protested
For women's suffrage.
for women's suffrage. And we had a whole bunch of composers write for the Concord Ensemble, and that only has 10 tickets, very small, smaller than here in the studio. So go online, check it out, and buy the ticket and go there. And then we have 2 other concerts. We'll tell you about those. We'll go one by one. You don't need to know.
As always, we want to thank all the composers and performers for providing their original talent for the program. And thank all of you for coming. And I think without further ado,
We're going to start off with a traditional. This is the only traditional tune, right? And maybe Max is going to tell us a little bit about it. Sure. If you'd like.
a traditional Yambu.
Yambu.
Here's Max Pollock.
I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds delicious.
Good evening, everybody. As always, it's a great pleasure to be with the Composers Concordance and the entire atmosphere and circle that circles around Composers Concordance is also always very hip. So I really appreciate every single one of you being here. All the composers, all the musicians are amazing. And the gentleman sitting right there is very special to me because he has helped me get some of the Cuban music and the Latin music and Colombian music that is not just folkloric and rhythm-based, but also classical onto the stage and combine it with body percussion and tap dancing, which is what I mainly do. So Samuel wrote an amazing classical piece for me for orchestra, and we've worked together quite a lot. He also is generous enough to play with me in my group, Rumba Tap, and together we do some folkloric things. So today we were going to start off this concert with a traditional Yambu. Yambu is the oldest rumba style in Cuba. It is also the slowest, so it's not going to be very fast. And it's traditionally danced by a couple. It's kind of a romantic dance, the atmosphere. I don't have a lady dancing with me right now, so we'll just keep to the rhythm and to the song. This is called La Lengua de Obarra, and it's a traditional song.
Patterson to introduce his composition.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
It's really, of course, I've pieced on so many of these concerts. This was a particularly fun one to write out percussions myself, but it was kind of different. And it's a pleasure to write these instruments. It wasn't as it was challenging actually for me in some ways, more so than when I'm writing pieces that are outside the world of percussion, just because these cats are so heavy, and I wanted to do something that really kind of kept my aesthetic, but didn't pull them out of their world, and just trying to find this balance was perhaps the trickiest part of the composition, where I didn't ask them to do things that were not their thing, but I also didn't want to get too far out of the realm of what is my thing. And so hopefully it works. But they're sure playing great. That much is for sure.
we'd like to, for our next piece, we're inviting on stage everybody who's in this piece, in this concert almost. We got Alon on piano, we have Karu on flute, Machiko on violin, and the Ratso on bass. So let's set you guys up. We need this. Dan, you want to cut the piece? Yes. Thank you.
Rocking on. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. Rock and roll, man.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Dan Cooper. I composed this next piece, and just to tell you a little bit about it, it's not a premiere actually. This was written as a commission for the Goddard Riverside Community Center, where I've been lucky to have a residency for several years. And their previous director was retiring, and so they requested a new piece, and I composed a songo. Now the songo groove itself is something that I need a little bit of consultation on. And so I asked my colleague Max Pollock, could you please tell me a little bit about the songo? He started singing it for me, and I realized, wait a minute, Max, call my voicemail. Leave it on my voicemail, then I can put it in iTunes, I can listen to it. So there's a songo groove, which you'll hear. There's also elements of salsa music, as well as a rhythmic pattern from Haiti, which is called a Yon Baloo. And this magnificent performance featuring the whole band, really, but I just want to point out the flute solos by Kaoru Watanabe, and on violin, Machiko Ozawa. So I hope you enjoy. Woo!
brought to a piece by Raxo Harris, the bass player, but also a composer. And it's called Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Can you tell us something about your piece?
Hamlet was a play by William Shakespeare.
No shit!
Hamlet is also a village. It's a kind of geopolitical unit. And the salient feature of the Hamlet is that it has no religious center. There's no worship place. So you could be a religious person in the Hamlet, technically, but you can't worship there. You gotta go out of town. Go find yourself a church or something. So it's kind of, it's democratic almost. Jay, you're good. We will express this unfocused democracy. 2, 1, 2, 3.
The next piece, Max. Where's Max?
I'm here.
Come to me, my friend. So this is a piece I wrote. It's a trick. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
No, thank you. So I wrote a trio for 3 conga drums, which is kind of hard to do, and I call it conga graffiti. And I'm taking a little bit the art world. Basically, congas have some preset patterns that they do that I don't know about, and I haven't really studied them so well. So I kind of find myself as if I was an artist who doesn't know about some things about art painting, I'd be a graffiti artist, right? So this is kind of like conga graffiti in a way. I got you telling you.
Now you're telling me.
Now I'm telling you. So they said it's the hardest piece in the program because it's well, it's not exactly conga music, but it is, and I don't care. So here's. I'm going to show everybody the metronome marking so they know. But, all right, we got it? We got it on tape? Okay, good. We want to, wait, that's the wrong one. Okay, conga graffiti.
Guapi is a town in the Pacific coast of Colombia where a lot of Afro-Colombian music is being cultivated, especially the music of the marimbas and that's the music of the curulao. In this piece, what I try to do, and I always try to search, and search is about tuning the congas and thinking about how the tuning of the congas relate harmonically with the piece. It's like the marimba is an evolution of the congas. So I try to go back a little bit before marimba and tune the congas. So I want this tune is based on those patterns from the Afro-Pacific coast of Colombia. And I also wanted to dedicate this tune to a dear friend of all the Latin community here in New York that passed away a couple of months ago, Diego Obregón. He used to live here in New York, and he brought all the music from Guapi here to New York and created great bands here. And then he moved back to Colombia, and then unfortunately he passed away. I want to dedicate this tune to him. We're going to search the tuning.
All right. Oh, mine's done.
Yeah, it's good.
It is.
Yeah. So I need to introduction.
Please.
Composers Concordance has its own record label, of course, CCR. And I'm mentioning this because, well, our next artist, Machiko Ozawa, she recorded a tango album for our label, which I believe is our bestseller, am I right?
Bestseller.
The bestseller.
She's number one.
Machiko is a specialist of tango music, but I believe tonight's composition, or original composition, is inspired by Cuban music. So here's Machiko Ozawa to talk about her piece.
As Ben introduced me, I'm usually playing a lot of Argentine tango music. I'm Japanese, I'm almost half Argentine, Argentinian. But this piece is totally different. Forget about tango, you cannot listen to tango from violin today. But this piece is not premiere tonight, but I composed this many, many years ago. Then I played with a bunch of different instruments each time. Because I'm a violinist, usually I don't have congas in my concert. It's very difficult to have congas in my concert. But originally I composed this song for violin and congas only. So I'm so excited today, this Conga Mania, a bunch of congas and a bunch of conga players. I'm so excited. I would like to play my Havana Murder Mystery. So, today, usually I played with one person, conga player, but today I have a mystery second conga guy, and it's going to be very dramatical mystery in Havana. Yes, just enjoy.
I'll fix it later.
by Alon Nachustan, who's been our pianist. And it's for 4 conga players. 3 was not enough for Alon. And we got a great conga player, Gabriel. What's your last name?
Lopez Honek.
I can't pronounce it. So, you can't, so now we have 4 conga players. So you played for 3, but you got 4. Now the name of this piece is
Whatever it says.
whatever it says. So enjoy. I'm gonna stand here.
Nice, nice.
Next up, our composer, she isn't here, but she's tuning in. Sophie Bruner. So we'll say hi to Sophie, everyone.
Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie. And she's created a chart entitled Mad About Monk. What do you think the title's in reference to? Any guesses? Bob Brashear?
That TV show. No.
Bravo! All right, here's the man.
Sophie's in Sweden, so Sophie, I don't know what time it is in Sweden, but after this, go to sleep. 'Cause it's late.
the keywords.
Sophie and I actually have an album coming out together very soon. What do you want? Oh, iPad. Oh, Alon, can you get that iPad? So Max Pollock, who you think he's Latin American somehow, but he's not. He's Austrian. But he knows everything about Latin culture, so no, not everything. You know everything! And he's a great body percussionist and singer. And Matt's been playing in my band, Sound Liberation, for a while. We've done some crazy stuff together. And I always use him as drummer, body percussionist, and singer. So he wrote a piece combining a lot of things. And he's going to talk about it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't take away your Gene goes away.
So, when Gene said he would like me to write a piece for this concert, I thought of combining some of my passions, which is, of course, Latin music and Cuban rhythms and Cuban folklore. But I'm from Austria also, and I also love my country and my music and my folklore.
Yodeling!
It's always been my dream to really bring those two things together, because I think in their hearts they are very, very close. So this is an attempt at that. And this is the first attempt, so first outing. And we'll be playing 3 different Cuban rhythms. We start with a yambu, the same kind of slow vibe that you heard in the beginning, which I'll combine with a Austrian kind of melody. And then we're gonna go into, whoa, what's happening?
Oh, sorry. I gotta keep talking.
Ah, okay. Then we're going to do a little bit of yuca, which is a Congolese rhythm that is also Congolese Cuban. And then the last part is sort of like a descarga in a rumba flavor, rumba guanapachangueo, ideally. So here we go. We'll do our best.
My favorite tap dancer, professional singer, Austrian Jew. So we've come to our last piece, and our host, Mark Kostabi, who got this townhouse, he said just Gene could have bigger concerts.
No, all the composers concorded.
You said Gene.
Well, they're number one, but
So Mark has a brand new piece.
That's it,
Mark's gonna tell you about the piece. And I'll set up the,
Can I say it in the microphone?
no, just say it, because I'm gonna set up the microphone.
Can I stand here just talking to the microphone?
Well, this one goes over there.
Oh. All right, so I just for this little speech, a very short speech. Gee, please.
Well, that's
Well, can I just borrow for a second? Anyway, first of all, I want to say how honored and happy I am to be involved with all these great New York musicians that have international roots. But I guess everyone here is based in New York, right? New York has the best musicians. Okay, the New York area. Anyway, this is a world premiere. It's the first live performance. However, I did put a glorified version of it on Instagram 3 weeks ago, just solo piano, because I was looking for a title, and there was a contest, and I chose my favorite title was Thoughts and Prayers. And many people know me as the visual artist who did the album cover for Guns N' Roses, and I supplied the title for the album to Use Your Illusion, which my brother Paul Kostabi actually thought up. But that entered rock and roll history, and 30 years later, a few days ago, a week ago or so, Richard Fortas, who's one of the guitarists in the current manifestation of Guns N' Roses, offered the title Thoughts and Prayers after seeing my video on Instagram. So I think it's kind of poetic, full circle. I titled one of their things, and now they're titling my stuff. And you can look him up on Instagram with using the letter 4 and followed by TUS. So it's Fortas, Richard Fortas, and he's New York based too. Lower East Side, I think he's down there. Okay, so this is Thoughts and Prayers, and you'll notice the middle section displays my recent passion for the whole tone scale.
Cool. Yeah. We love you, Mark.
Life is mysterious.
So the fun thing of this piece is we're gonna feature everybody involved, including Alon. Don't worry, Alon's gonna surprise us with something, and I won't forget this. And everybody's gonna take a solo then. But it's we thought this would be a nice end piece, and it's actually slow. Usually it ends with a fast piece.
Well, that's all relative.
That's all relative.
It's all relative. I bet some of these people here are going to be playing fast.
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later, it starts out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to direct a little bit, but first I'm going to let you guys take it. Oh.
You did this too at the beginning, right?
Yeah, but I did it silently, man. All the people on Facebook, thank you for watching. I know some of you are in different countries and it's late. One more piece, and then we're going to go drinking.
Great.
Don't worry.
Drinking.
Well, the people watching on their computers can be drinking now.
Yeah.
Actually, you're going to go drinking. Everyone else is drinking out there. All right. There we go.
Do it, Mark.
fun?
Yeah, that was great.
Yes.